mass vaccinations been a plan from the beginning? And if so, by who and why? This is the topic that we will discuss today on Who Done It Now.
Stupidity with these fake. This is not look. In the 60s or whatever, yeah, there were actual vaccines to things, right? When we had discoveries and things like that, where it was to cure something, right? Well, this is just to load you up, and I think you know it. Look at all the people complaining. I have people in my own family complaining about they don't feel good, blah, blah, blah. And I begged them not to take it. And here we go. Kissinger, once the herd, that's nice, accepts mandatory forcible vaccination, it's game over. Of course, remember, it was a mandate, which is not a law. It's game over. They will accept anything, forcible blood or organ donation for the greater good. We can genetically modify children and sterilize them for the greater good. Control sheep's mind and you control the herd. Vaccine makers stand to make billions. And many of you in this room today are investors. You see, it always goes back to these big global initiative, global companies. It's a big win-win. We thin out the herd, and the herd pays for us. Remember, I told you, they do it in our face. We pay for it. This is how they talk behind our backs. I personally think you're the ugliest people that ever was. But anyway, providing extermination services. And then, of course, he puts, what's for lunch? Really? Well, I could, I told you about, what I said about these stockades, everybody. Of course, they deserve worse than that. But I'm just saying, I would love to see these people all rounded up and just put into stockades just so people can give them the dirtiest looks before they go on to wherever. It is sickening. It really is. Just the way, this is how they talk. And the thing is, there's many books on, all of them. The thing is, they all write books, right? And then they make money off all their crappy books that they write, or they have someone write it for them. I'm sure they don't even do it. Because, a lot of them, have faked up credentials. It's amazing. A lot of people think a lot of these elitists are smart people. Actually, a lot of them really aren't, people. They're the worst of the worst. They don't want smart. If you're smart, you figure things out, right? If you're smart, you usually rebel against things or figure things out. They don't want you to figure anything out, okay? And look, here's another book by Dean Koontz. I put this in a long time ago. It's, ahead of time, they put these things in book about, this Wuhan, which is, in a famous movie, if you're familiar with it, about these viruses and making things in labs and putting it out to the public. We see this in so much of the literature from way back. Newspaper articles, books, and luckily enough, a lot of people were at some of these global meetings, and we have the information about what they said, and there's all kinds of because let's face it, none of them trust each other. None of them, they get the goods on each other, okay? So when that happens, there's always evidence, okay? There's evidence. I think the evidence is overwhelming. But, regardless, who are these people like him? Remember he runs up to Washington when Trump got in? Well, excuse me, you're not elected to anything. I didn't vote for you. What do you think you're doing? That's what I mean. Because they think they run and own everything. It's just, that's how they think. And here's another one from 1981, book by Bilderberger, Jacques Attali, okay? Is an example of the elitist mindset. Here's another one about depopulation, everybody. There's probably thousands, but here's, another good example. The future will be about finding a way to reduce the population. Meanwhile, the earth isn't even overpopulated, but, who are they, right? Who are they? Of course, we will not be able to execute people or build camps. Oh, amazing when you find out how to do that too, right? Excuses. Get back to that later. We get rid of them by making them believe it is for their own good. We will find or cause something, a pandemic. Remember, 1981, a pandemic targeting certain people, a real economic crisis or not, a virus affecting the old or the elderly. It doesn't matter. Remember what happened with all the nursing homes, how many people died there. And they did that on purpose, we know. That's why I'm surprised people are even doing... I'm surprised Americans, I'm surprised you're dealing with this at all. When you think about how many of our people's loved ones died in nursing homes, and we know they did it on purpose, okay? I mean, that's murder. It is. And the fearful will succumb to it. The stupid will believe in it and ask to be treated. Now, we've seen that, but look at the way they talk about people. The stupid, no, they're actually the stupid. I mean, in all fairness, I have to stick up for all of us in the world. I mean, they did this under our noses. It's not like we knew about it, but this is the way they talk. We will have taken care of having panned the treatment, and that will be the solution. The selection of idiots will therefore be done by itself. They will go to the slaughterhouse alone. I mean, it's just, look at this, whatever he is. Hey, I don't like to make fun of people, but these people I love to make fun of, okay? I really don't. I do not like to make fun. But they're screaming to be made fun of because may not be and may not be. But they probably get, because, they'll do this. They'll use these names like people think, oh, maybe he's related to, no, believe me. There are people who are not related to... I told you it goes back to biblical times, everybody. It really does. They just don't realize that we don't know about it, okay? But he's probably with the line of Cain, with the Canaanites. That's why you see Kissinger with the cane and the thing. And, they have all this symbology. And I've shown you in many videos where they have a lot of music videos with that in there with the old man with the cane and blah, blah. That's why it's on the Voodoo Donuts with the cane and so on and so forth, okay? He is a lead advisor to Klaus Schwab and is one of the most outspoken endorsers of transhumanism, the Great Reset agenda. Now, you see, everything's the reset or reawakening. That's why you go back to the people on the reawakening prophet tour. Okay. Yuval Noah Harari is the author of highly endorsed by former United States President Obama. Oh, how shocking, right? It's shocking. Well, no, it's not shocking, though, really, but it's shocking to people who aren't familiar. And here he is again with his transhumanist. He's a top advisor to Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum.
So who are these people really? And how will this tie into the last day crisis and the mark of the beast? Stay tuned to find out.